Hello, Will Chandler here with Mazuma Pro Money Matters. So today I'm just going to talk about me, how I got to where I'm at right now, how I learned what I learned, what kept me up above the edge, when we were having financial difficulties and financial problems. And I'll tell you about my little roller coaster ride up and down. I've been up and down two or three times, and a lot of that was self inflicted problems. Brought to you by Mazuma Pro, a lifetime money plan. It started really back in high school. I had dropped out of high school, got my GED, and then I got into the construction field. It's great. Learn a trade, right? It'll stay with you forever. So I had started out in carpentry, and then I moved on to electrical work, which I was more suited for. I was very good at math, and I loved numbers, and I just loved that there was just so many aspects of it. So I liked that career, and I got into it, and I was there for a good 10 years or so doing it. And I started at the bottom, obviously, and I worked my way up to the top. I was pretty good at it, and I was making some pretty good money. And the thing is that the more money we made, the more money we spent. So even though I was making really good money, I still felt that we were still living week to week. We had, there was weeks when we were short and we didn't have enough money, and we had to kind of fudge it to the next week and the next month and stuff and make it work. And a lot of people are in that situation. They overspend their means. A $30 watch keeps the same time that $100 watch does, and a $5,000 to $10,000 car will get you the same places. $30,000 to $40,000 car will be, but even though it was subconscious, it seems, and we weren't like, hey, we got to keep up with everybody. It seemed like we tried to do that all the time. The cars and the trips and the vacations and just the stuff we had, the house we lived in, and it was just all a little bit above our means. And the going out all the time and the eating at restaurants, and just everything was above our means. So what it ended up going to is we ended up living just week to week, right? It's like I was making pretty good money, but I didn't know where it was all going. So to continue on right there, I had gone through a divorce, and it was just amicable divorce. It was time for us to split up, and then the bills were just so great and so many that where I actually had to file for bankruptcy. And this was way back in my 30s compared to today, and it was a tough decision to make of what I had to do, but I had to do it to get rid of all the pressure and all the stress and stuff from it. So I did that, and it did ease the stress, but I found that I started getting back into the same mess again, right? People make the same mistakes over and over. So, but I always had in my mind I wanted to work for myself and be my own boss. So I actually quit electrical work and went to do a whole different field, and it didn't work out. I failed. I just didn't love it enough. It just didn't pull me in enough to keep me there. I wasn't motivated to do what I needed to do to get it done. So now, I'm living week to week. My money reserves are going down again, and I had to do something, and I had to do it fast. So I went back to electrical work and got a job, and again, I worked my way up and was making good money, and we were headed down the exact same path. Nobody taught me what to do with money. I had to learn it by trial and error. Well, the first time I didn't learn it, right? Shame on me. I should have paid attention to what happened and been like, this is what happened. So, and this was a time before the internet and before, all this information is readily available like it is to you today and to me today. So I got back in that job, and things started going good again, and it was going up, and I really thought that that was going to be it. And then, a few years go by, and I was looking for to do something on my own again, and I was going to do it. So because for some reason, even though I was really good at it, electrical work just wasn't keeping me there, you know. I was fine with it. I was good at it. I mentored people, moved them on. So I quit and I went into another business. So this time I went into the mortgage and finance business. And I happened to do that at a time, you know, just like 1 year before the market totally collapsed, you know. So the market collapsed, I'm there desolate, and again, I didn't work it like I should have. I didn't put the effort in. I solely blame myself. But now we're falling farther than we've fallen before. So we're getting in a deep, deep, deep hole. So I had to do something. So again, I'm out looking for a job, right? So I go back to electrical work, but that wasn't going to be enough this time to get us out. So I had ended up ultimately getting three different jobs at this one time. I got up at 3 to 6 in the morning and I went and delivered newspapers. That was a 7 day a week job, 365 days a year. The newspaper was delivered every day. I don't know if they still do it anymore, but they used to deliver it back in the day. So, and then I went and got my electrical job that I worked from 7 to 3:30. You know, sometimes 5:30. You know, sometimes 5 6 days a week. Get some overtime here and there. And then at night, I taught electrical work at the local community college from 7 to 10, 2 nights a week. So during this time, to get back out of this problem, I was working three different jobs, and it was taking a toll on me. But we had to get out of the problem, so I was able to do it. So, but during this time is when I figured that we had to do something about our money. So I started budgeting, and it started just on a calendar. And I would put down all of our bills, all of our income, trace it week to week. And I really started to like doing that. I couldn't wait for the week to come so I could write my bills down and do the stuff. And I just found I was getting into it every day. So, but then I'm still at electrical work and got these three jobs. So, but then I, you know, ended up being able to get rid of the two jobs. So I'm just down to the one now. And again, it was just calling me again to leave my job and go do something else. And the previous two times it didn't work out, so now this is the third time I'm going to do it, and it just didn't make sense to anybody. Nobody really agreed with me except my wife. They thought it was a bad decision, and maybe it was, maybe it is. But what had happened was we had saved up quite a bit of money, and you know, I'm trying to decide, you know, what do I have passion about, because the last few times it just didn't work. You know, I just didn't have the passion to make it happen. So I started thinking that, hey, you know, I budget, I organize money, I handle money on a regular basis, and I do it really, really good. Now, over the course of this time, I had developed some some principles and some best practices that I do with money just to track my money. You know, I started budgeting, I started tracking every expense. I didn't wait for the bank statement. You know, by now, you know, you can get the information online every day. I was doing my budget. I had created a spreadsheet now that would allow me to look into the future. So I'm like, man, I do this every day. I was really passionate about it. And so that's what I'm getting into. I want to share that knowledge, share that journey, and help you out, you know, help everybody out who it can help out, who has difficulty, you know, managing money or setting up budgets or learning a little thing about this finance or that finance. You know, I want to help everybody out with whatever information I've learned to pass it on to you, because to be honest with you, we probably wouldn't have made it through some of them hard times if we didn't have a budget. We needed a budget most when we had the least amount of money. So when you got tons of money, do you really need a budget? Maybe not, unless you want to reach your financial goals and dreams long distance down the thing. You still need to budget so you know what kind of money you'll have for savings, what kind of money you'll have for investing, what kind of money you can use for fun, what kind of money you need to use for bills. What do you want? What do you need? You can separate those out and get the things you want, but you still need to budget because it will keep you along that guideline. So, what I learned through that time was that, you can't just start it and then forget about it. You have to stay with it diligently. And that got us through those times. And now I'm still an electrician. I'm actually doing this just to get that information out. I want to give you guys information. So leave in the comments down below if you got any questions or any knowledge or anything that you need to know about finances or budgeting or handling your money. So yeah, that's how I got where I am today. I've been up and down and up and down and up and down. And you know what? When you're down, don't worry about it. If you have the desire, if you have the motivation, you can get back up. You can get back up. You just need a good plan, a good education, and then you can get back up. So keep that in mind. And if you like this video, make sure you click the like button there. And then subscribe to this channel. And then when you do, click the little bell next to it so you can get notified anytime that we upload a brand new video. So plan your life. Budget wisely. Don't worry about when you're down. Don't worry about what people say. And then you will be living the life that you want, and you will be able to live the life that makes you happy. Thank you.